Welcome. In this section, we will discuss the important map locations from India. In the first section, we'll start with the physiographic locations, mainly the mountains, plateaus, and the important mountain peaks that we would discuss here. Before we begin, let's understand the latitude and longitudinal extension of India. So it is 8 degrees to 37 degrees north. That means we'll have Tropic of Cancer that would pass through the center of India approximately, and then we have the latitudinal grid, which is 68 degrees to 97 degrees east, and we have this Indian Standard Meridian passing through it. So location of both Tropic of Cancer as well as the Standard Meridian is also important, that we'll cover in a while. So to begin with, the very first locations we'll do is the plateaus. So here we have the Deccan Plateau, one of the important plateaus that we would understand. So I'll just mark the region. Note that the map that you would get is a map which is outline of India along with the rivers drawn. Also, when you are asked to mark the rivers, it's important that you are marking only the rivers which are present in Indian territory. No need to mark outside the Indian territory. Correct? So this is the region which we call as Deccan Plateau. So the first labeling we have here is Deccan Plateau. Now, above the Deccan Plateau is the Chota Nagpur Plateau, and this is the region which is known for its mineral deposits, and this is Chota Nagpur Plateau. We are covering the locations which are prescribed as per the syllabus, correct? Now, two important mountain peaks, one lies in the region of Sikkim, the other lies in the region of Jammu Kashmir. So here we have K2 or Mount Godwin Austen as the peak, and here is Kanchenjunga. Correct? So two mountain peaks again covered. Now coming on to the mountain ranges. So in the region of Meghalaya itself, there are three important tribes: Garo, Khasi and Jaintia, and on the name of these three we can say vice versa. So there are three mountains on name of which there are three tribes as well. Okay, so we label it as Garo, Khasi and Jaintia. So G, K, J. I'll write the names here: Garo, Khasi and Jaintia. Clear? So these are the three mountain ranges here. Okay, then you have the Naga Hills and the Patkai Bum. However, those are not part of syllabus, just to give you a brief outline about this. Then two important mountain ranges, one is the Vindhyas, the other is the Satpuras. So we say Vindhyas, V for Vindhyas and S for Satpura that we have marked here. Clear? The next is the mountain range of Aravalli. So Aravalli mountain range is here. It divides the desert region of Rajasthan to the semi-desert region conditions, correct? The next is the Thar Desert. So Thar Desert lies in the arid areas of Rajasthan. So here the labeled region is the Thar Desert. Then we have the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. So this is the region of Western Ghats. When we mark Western Ghats, we mark them in continuum. Very, very important to note. However, when I mark Eastern Ghats are broken. Okay, so these are Eastern Ghats. So we covered Eastern Ghats, Western Ghats, and then this is the Himalayan range. So across the region here, we say this is the Himalayan range, and above the Himalayan range here lies the Karakoram range. Clear? So major mountains we have covered. I repeat again: the Himalayan mountain range, the Karakoram mountain range. In the northeast we have, in the regions of Meghalaya, Garo, Khasi and Jaintia. Then Naga Hills and Patkai Bum, which are not in the syllabus. Then we have the Western Ghats, the Eastern Ghats, mountain range of Aravalli. In the central India, it's Vindhyas. Below that, it's Satpuras. And then the two important plateaus, the Deccan Plateau and Chota Nagpur Plateau, two important peaks, the K2 and the Kanchenjunga Peak. I hope so far the things go clear. So let's move on to the next important part. The next important part is the bifurcation or the major divisions. So we say this is the region of Great Indian Desert, west of Rajasthan, western parts of Rajasthan, and this is also called as Thar Desert. So either we call it as Thar Desert or Great Indian Desert. Both of the terms come out to be the same, so that's correct. Now this is the region of Indo-Gangetic Plains. So you have the Indo-Gangetic Plains, and this is known for the alluvial soil. We'll talk about the physiographic divisions more as we proceed in the next lecture. But yes, this actually focuses on understanding the key concepts, and once you are done with the key concepts, you are all set with the basics of the further lectures that we would be covering in Geography of India. Now the coast, the western coast and the eastern coast. We divide western coast into 3 sections. Okay, that's besides the Western Ghats, we have the coastal area. So the topmost part of the coastal area is considered as the Konkan coast, followed by Kannara coast. Now Kannara you can remember with Karnataka, so this is predominantly the region of Karnataka, and therefore we say it's the Kannara coast, and the lowermost is the Malabar coast. Now this Malabar coast is a region where Malabar trade used to occur during historical period, so predominantly the region of Kerala, you have the Malabar coast. So on the west we have Konkan coast, on the north followed by Kannara coast and followed by Malabar coast. So these 3 coasts are really important. Done with the western coast, now the eastern coast. Eastern coast is again divided into 2 sections. The lower section is what is called as the Coromandel coast, and the northern sections is known as the Northern Sircas. Now how do you remember this? Northern Sircas, so name suggests Northern Sircas, that means it's in the north. Coromandel is in the southern area, but Coromandel and Northern Sircas are in the eastern coast, and Konkan, Kannara and Malabar in the western coast. So this is the major division. The above region of Himalayan division we had already covered. The central region is the Deccan Plateau, the western coastal regions and the eastern coastal regions, and the divisions of western and eastern coastal regions, and along the coast you have the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. Eastern Ghats are broader and broken. Western Ghats are usually narrower. The western coast is usually narrower. Now coming on to the next. This is a very important aspect, and naming the rivers. Now the best part of it is the rivers are already marked on the map. So what you have to do is you have to just remember the names. So the task becomes relatively easier here. Now how do we remember the river names is again important. So first of all we'll remember all the tributaries of Indus. And how do we remember is Indus tributaries could be remembered as IJC-RBS. Okay, so how do we proceed? This is Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Byas and Satluj. Okay, so I repeat again: Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Byas and Satluj, north to south. And how you can remember it? The acronym is pretty simple: IJC-RBS. Clear? So we are done with the northern rivers. Now in the west there are 2 rivers. We remember it as North. So north you have Narmada followed by Tapti. So N-O-T. So this O denotes the mountain range in between, which we had already covered as Satpura, right? So we have the Narmada and Tapti river that flows in the western part. Now once we have the Narmada and the Tapti river, we need to understand the tributaries of Ganga. Tributaries of Ganga are pretty important. There are north tributaries as well as south tributaries. So what is the difference between the north and the south tributaries? We'll understand in the while. So south tributaries can be remembered as CBSD. Okay, so this is Chambal. Now remember, this sea is Chambal and this sea was Chenab. So Indus tributary is Chenab, Ganga tributary is basically Yamuna tributary is Chambal. It merges with Yamuna, right? So this river is Yamuna. So Chambal, Betwa, Son and Damodar. So CBSD. I hope that's clear. I repeat again: Chambal, Betwa, Son and Damodar. Now these are the tributaries that's done. Then the river which is flowing through the region of Tibet from the northeast into the Sundarban regions,